Bdejt il-karriera tiegħi ta' nurse at the age of 21. Ġifieri 30 sena nurse. Tħart fl-MUMN fin-1993. My first term was a common member in the council. The second term I was assistant general secretary in the council. The last 2 years, the last 2 terms, it means the last 8 years, I was president of MUMN. I work as an infection control nurse now in Mount Carmel. I've been infection control from 1992 in different hospitals, but at the moment my current post is in Mount Carmel. What drove me to design was that we got elected on Friday evening, and Saturday, which is part of the regulations we have in the union, we have to meet to elect the officials. Okay. What annoyed me, because I know my union, the statute, what annoyed me, something highly unusual happened, where for the first time between Friday evening and Saturday morning, the times got hold not just of our votes, but also of the placings, which was always kept secretive. We never issued, those were the journalists, the placings, and it was on the newspaper Saturday morning.
So this is not a normal run of the mill that
no,
placings or the election?
No. The only press release we issue, which is published, is Saturday morning after we've elected the officials, and only the 4 officials are mentioned.
But this came out before the...
This came before, not just the votes. What really annoyed me was that the current president, Maria Kutayar, will be probably the likely candidate. So the whole thing, as president. So the whole thing was subjective without allowing us a free vote, which were going to take place on Saturday at 9 o'clock. No, the votes were only at the union. The votes were only at the union. So something unusual happened. I get a phone call from one of the Times journalists, knowing all the details of the votes and the placements, which were never published before in any of the elections of the UMN. They were never published. So when I arrived home, and the office of the union is up the road, within a matter of 5-10 minutes, the Times had already the placings and the votes and everything. And it was printed on the newspaper Saturday morning. And we still had to decide who will become president at 9 o'clock on Saturday. When we still have to meet Saturday, the next day, to elect the new president. So that shows the 10 of us, the 10 elected, who had to meet on Saturday, already was subjective, because all the votes came out with all the probabilities and all these things.
But it did in fact happen then that...
Yes, because then when I saw these times of low tactics, foul play.
That's why you resigned, basically.
I didn't even bother to attend Saturday morning.
So that drove you to resign?
Yes, because I found the whole thing is rigged. I mean, the whole thing is not being done a fair vote. There was not even allowed to have a fair vote. Even the fact that they issued the placement, I never came first, even when I was president. I never came first in the placements. Sometimes I came second, and sometimes even lower. The first time, even the 4th or 5th place. So placings, according to our statute, you could have become last and still become a president.
I see. So what determines the...
No, as long as you are one of those 10 elected, anyone can become president.
So how is it decided then? Who is president?
Between us 10.
And
between us 10.
And the free vote is taken?
Yes, and the free vote is taken. I mean, they could have voted me out of president on Saturday morning. I wouldn't have minded. I'm always, what really annoyed me.
Is that it was published?
It was published, and it was done to damage me. Purposely to damage me. I was targeted by the media twice, and there was even an anonymous letter. The first target came on my son, being a person of trust. The second target...
Is he a person of trust?
Yes, he is. No, the details were given right today. Even I didn't know the salaries, actually. And as if he's the only person of trust. But then someone got access to the database of the nurses, and recently they got a 6-document page and different nurses at home. So somebody gave the addresses to the nurses. Nowadays I blamed HR, because to have the database of the nurses in the country, it's not just one entity. Where it was in Maltese government which is scared of Paolo Pace, where I am very strong on the potenti, and I removed Godfrey Farrugia. It was in the letter. It was not signed. I have a government car, which I don't have. I was given a salary and all these things. This was issued, given, I don't know how many nurses received it, but it must be hundreds of, most nurses, if not all, received it. And someone.
Did you get hold of a copy?
Yes, and someone had access to the database of the nurse's address, so quite powerful. The feeling I got that I was removed because I was too aggressive in nature and still have so many directives. It's the other way around. First of all, my son is not employed by the elderly, and there are the issues there. It's not by the health department. Secondly, by elderly department, in the elderly, some savings in the poll. Secondly, to tell you the truth, neither Conrad nor Chris Finn or Justine or Michael Farrugia ever put pressure on me because there is their son. They were fair what I had to do. In fact, the feeling I had that I am known for it, that I'm quite fiery. In fact, I don't go, being a nurse and being a man, I don't go into the money bit if it's 200 or 180.
Yes. No, it's a concept.
But it will be challenging to get a workforce, a decent workforce in the country. Why? Because it's already challenging maintaining our services in the hospitals now. Adding those beds, now I was the first one in the country and I was heavily criticized. And that's why sometimes I'm in the limelight and not always agreeing. I was the first one 6 years ago when I said Mother Day is 500 beds short. When I said that, there was like a whole thing against me. Politically, you name it, but I'm always outspoken.
They were still happy with it.
Yes, yes. And I was the one who said it first. And that's what makes me sometimes, like when I was under the nationalist governments, there were rumors about me to discredit me that I'm going out with the Labour Party. Strong rumors between my members. In Malta, it's very convenient. Discredit the person, but not the argument. It's good. I'm nothing against medical tourism here in Malta. But unless the contractor, whoever is coming, is not bringing on his own nurses, that's going to cause even bigger shortage, bigger challenges to us. No, I already did. I was the one who helped Dr. Mitzi. He asked me to help him, and I did. We recently went to Newcastle. I have my quite international contacts, personal myself, being in the FN and in the ICN, International Council of Nurses, and European Federation of Nurses.
With the minister?
With the representative of the minister to Newcastle. Of Conrad Mitzi. And we found that Northumbria University in Newcastle, which is a high reputable nursing university, is ready to come to Malta. No, till now, I'm quite shocked. So I'm still working at what happened. And I feel hurt to call sometimes by my colleagues how I was treated. But I think,
By your colleagues?
Things could have been. I still think that someone leaked the votes on Friday evening, so I don't become president Saturday morning. And my colleagues had the votes. And it was done purposely. Because these things are, we never link on a we never link. We never actually issue the placements and the votes. And secondly, Forum.
Yeah,
The 12
Forum, they didn't
accept, and and they confirmed that they would like to retain me as president of Forum.
And what will you be doing about that?
Yes, I would be keeping it, so I will have still a role in the European Trade Union Council and MCSD. And I would like to thank them for their trust in me. But what's going to happen in the future, if it's going to be a future role offered by the government? First of all, I have nothing being offered, sort of. Till now. And what could happen in the future, what could ever offer, I don't know.
You would accept the offer?
No, it depends. No, it depends. No. I'm quite a beneficial about Carmen. No, I'm not something.
You're not into top roles?
No, not into top roles. What type of top roles? I was always a nursing by profession. I was a trade union or at on recruitment in nursing and care profession. I feel after my experience would help. But it doesn't mean whatever comes, I will jump to it. No,
But
not
you
that
haven't
time.
been given
No.
one yet.
If I feel comfortable in that role and feel I can contribute, it could be a maybe, that thing. I would consider it. Not even I will be, if something happens in the future and they give me something which I can cope and I can manage it, or I can see it's interesting and challenging, I might. But first of all, I don't have even the frame of mind. But
moment you
No,